Darrell pointed out, this guy right here, this team, they kept that grade up there as well, because remember, they have been in the top 3 in points for a number of weeks. They've not been to victory lane, but they've been right there solid week in and week out. I know they're just trying to get through this day. This car right here, along with 9 others, were involved in a huge crash on the back straightaway on lap 16.
Junebo's going to have to help me out now. I said he was going to win 6 races.
Well, he won the Bud Shootout. He won the Gatorade Duel.
Yeah. I don't think that's what Darrell had in mind in the beginning.
But I don't think it's what Junior had in mind.
Upon further review.
I like the way you're thinking, though, because that's what I've been telling my friends that bring that up to me occasionally. Well, we got 2 wins already.
Dale Jr. is 12 laps down after damage repair to his car. Also multiple laps back. Whoa, here we go again. Man, right through the middle. And a mirror full of Carl Edwards for the race leader, Kyle Busch.
Now, what will be interesting, Darrell has pointed out that he felt like that Kyle Busch has really pushed the envelope on getting on the pit road under green. If we have that green flag stop, he wants to make sure he does not step across the edge of that envelope. But back to Dale Earnhardt Jr., he has gained 6 points because of the problems that Clint Boyer has had and A.J. Allmendinger. He's jumped in front of those 2 guys in the running order.
Yeah, the fellow with the longest, toughest day has been Tony Stewart, who came back out of the garage after 115 laps. And right now, Stewart is where it will be tough to improve his position without 1 or 2 cars falling out.
But when we looked at that accident over and over again, I don't know how they got that thing back out on the racetrack. The right front wheel was knocked off of it. And there he is out there. He's not running bad, really.
94 laps to go. There's only 3 positions he could potentially gain in this race, and those would require Riggs, Harvick, and Allmendinger going to the garage.
But you know what? Larry knows this. I do too. Don't ever quit.
No.
You fix the car, you go back. If we can make it roll and we can go back out and run some competitive speed, stay out of trouble, that's what you do.
Well, you know what Dick May always said. Dick May was a journeyman driver from Watertown, New York, a frequent substitute or relief driver for Richard Petty and many others. And Dick knew he didn't have a good car of his own, a car that was going to win the race. I said, have you got a chance? He says, I've always got a chance. I said, and what would that be? He says, 42 guys can wreck on the first lap, and I drive right around them.
Yeah. Well, that's the driver mentality. The drivers are normally the most optimistic guys in the world. I know guys that have never won a race, but all they talk about is how much first place pays. You believe how much first place pays?
Good point. Coverage continues next Sunday for Pocono on TNT. They will have the next 6 races of the 2008 Sprint Cup Series, and then beginning with the Brickyard, coverage transitions to ESPN and ABC. All the chase races will be on ABC, so we invite you to continue to follow the sport on NASCAR's TV partners. We'll be back in Daytona in the spring as usual.
You know, I was just watching that battle there between Jamie McMurray and the 26, Martin Truex Jr. and 1. That's a battle for 7. McMurray has been so solid all day long in that 26 car, qualified 5th. He's really been in the top 10 for most of the day, and he is working on his best finish of 2008. He only has 1 top 10 finish, and that was an 8th place at Martinsville, so he's working to improve that.
I think the car right behind him that won this race last year, though, I think that shows how this car has evolved in a very short period of time. That was a car that absolutely dominated this race, the 1 car of Truex last year, and today he's hanging in there in 8th place, but not the kind of car that he had here last year.
Jeff, hey, sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Jeff, you need to help me out here. You know, we got to start calculating about this fuel mileage. We had a lot of cars that didn't pit that last caution, but if they run another 5 or 6 laps, they're probably going to be able to make it to the end.
Yeah, Larry, that's what I've been kind of calculating. To me, you need to get down with about 80 to go to feel pretty good about going the distance. But with that being said, you know, you've talked about it, Darrell's talked about it, how tricky it is to get on the pit road. So far, Kyle Busch has nailed those every green flag opportunity he's got on pit road. He's been very smooth about it and made up a lot of time. On the other hand, I think Carl Edwards has been a little bit iffy, and more importantly, his crew has not been quite as sharp on and off pit roads. I don't think Carl can afford, you know, to make a mistake. I mean, right now this is one of those critical periods as we're watching the 2, you know, basically the all-time winning drivers of 2008 season Kyle Busch and Carl Edwards, I mean, they've basically kind of like ruled the roost so far, but who's going to make a mistake today? Carl's trying to put a lot of pressure on Kyle. Will he do it? And as a crew chief, I would really like to force Kyle Busch on pit road first.
Well, you know, Jeff, when you've been running lap after lap after lap like these guys are, driving hard as you can go, fatigue, I'm not saying you're worn out, but your concentration level has gone down a little bit. And that being aggressive, missing that gear or jamming that thing in gear and getting a wheel hop, come on pit road, those are the things you have to think about as a driver.
But as a driver right now, Darrell, I would at least say this much. Carl Edwards is probably the guy that's the best in shape. We also heard early this week that Kyle Busch has got a pretty aggressive workout schedule himself. Plus, he does a lot of racing. So this young guy against another young guy, I don't think these two guys are feeling that. But we want to bet you, if I remember how you used to be, is come here, buddy. I've got your number today if you're Carl Edwards. I'm going to put kind of pressure on you to make you make a mistake.
They're getting ready on pit road. One more pit stop at least in the offing here to complete the 400 lap distance, and it may come in about 5 laps or more from right now. Lap 19, the race changed in an instant with NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile. Followed the race instantly. Here is our Sprint Mobile monster moment, and it was a big one. When NASCAR news happens fast, get all the latest news now, not later, with Sprint.
Well, here, a couple of those Roush Fenway cars, they are hit pit road together. Krista.
On the last stop, a track bar adjustment made Carl too loose. They don't want it to happen again, so they're going to go back. You saw 1.5 rounds on that track bar. That will tighten him up. He did not want to take any grip away on this run. Matt.
Frank Biffle, the dominant car early on. Biffle said this run, the car was crashing loose at the beginning of the run. It was just tough to hold on to. Then it started to come in. They're going to make a track bar adjustment. Solid stop so far. He said it just is so tough to hang on early to Steve.
Joe Gibbs just patted all these guys on the back. Tire changers, Nick Odell and Jake Seminara go to work. Jeff Bender, the jack man, he tops the jack. He'll come around to the driver's side. One pump, it's up, left side tires on. Just air pressure for Kyle Busch. Good stop, Dick.
Matt Kenseth comes in as the leader of this event. He has had a lengthy dialogue with crew chief Chip Boland as to what to do on this pit stop. The car has been better than it has been all day long. In right now, this is one of the very best crews in all of big league stock car racing. They're good for a quick one, Matt Yoakum.
Chassis adjustment in the stop already completed for the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. He said the car was loose from the entry all the way through the corner.
Larry, I think Jeff Gordon's team has made a huge mistake here. As soon as those Roush Fenway cars hit pit road, they brought Kyle Busch in. They brought everybody else in. Did they leave Jeff Gordon out there too long running slower lap times than these fellows on new tires?
I almost think 1 lap is too much here. I know the 5 points is important, but Matt, that may have been waiting a little too long, Matt.
And Gordon comes to a stop and told Steve Letarte that my car is really turning well. The biggest issue I have is need a little more help on the exit of the corner. You can see they've got the wedge wrench. They've already made the adjustment in the back of the car. He's full of Sunoco racing fuel. He's away, Steve.
Chassis adjustment for the 22. Matt Dave Blaney trying to bring home a top 10 run. He said, put the car back the way it was, and it gotten loose.
Martin Truex has also made a stop. Jamie McMurray's in, and Ryan Newman assumes the lead for the first time today.
Now, I think what Roy McCauley and Ryan Newman doing right now, what they're banking on is a caution. They can run a little further because they pitted later on, Matt.
And the Roush car is having a very solid day. So is the same for Jamie Mack in the 26. Tires going on, air pressure change for McMurray. And he's finally away. 14.9 seconds.
Larry, you're right. On that last caution flag, Ryan Newman came in on the last lap of caution and topped off the tank. The Penske cars have not been getting as good a gas mileage as some of the other teams, so that was a good predictive move, and now it allows him to stay out a little longer.
As long as he's out there, we only have 8 cars on the lead lap right now. That's exactly what Roy McCauley is banking on, a caution, and then he would be in good shape. May not be a race-winning move, but it would be a good move to get a top 10.
Newman may be in this time. Let's see if he peels off. Nope. least one more lap.
You know, we've been talking about over and over again about Kyle Busch getting on pit road and how much time he made up, Larry. He's now coming into off of turn 4, and the 99 car is coming off of turn 4 now. He's at the line now. They were together when they pitted. There goes the 99 now. He got a 3-second lead.
A little over 3 seconds. Yeah,
and he did that all getting on pit road and a great pit stop.
See Travis Quapple in the 28 car. Darrell, you and I were watching him. Of the cars that almost missed pit road coming in, Travis Quapple, he just barely got in before that commitment come.
"75 laps to go. Everyone can make it from here." So without a caution, this will be the last pit stop of the day. Mark Martin gets a fill up. So does David Gilliland.
Now, because of all these cars making pit stop, Ryan Newman, he's still out there. We only have 6 cars on the lead lap. I'm sure what Roy McCauley's going to do as crew chief, stretch it just as far as he possibly can, banking on the caution.
4 tires and fuel, 3 rounds up on the track bar. Execute the plan, guys.
Sounds like he'll be to pit road this time to fill that thing up with Sunoco race fuel. 4 tires. Sounds like that car is definitely tight. They're going to raise the track bar 3 rounds on the right rear.
And the reason you can be a little more aggressive on this last stop here getting on pit road is because a lot of cars have been down on there. They got it cleaned off. Not a lot of debris or dirt down there. That helps a lot too.
I think we've got 1 car. He's going to make it to pit road. Looks like David Rudiman in the 44 car maybe tried to stretch it too far, but he just coasted on the pit road now. Matt.
And Larry Mackey documented the game plan. You can see the deck lid go up. About 25, 30 laps ago, I saw one crew member from the 12 go walking up pit road with a spare dry brake. Remember the issues that his teammate, Kurt Busch, had earlier on today. 18, 21 seconds going on. Stop for Ryan Newman.
Well, see, this makes sense why they tried to stretch it. They needed a caution to try to fix this as well.
The last thing you need when you're trying to chase down a leader is somebody in your way. And when they are, you usually have something for them. Not necessarily a bumper, but I think if you watch Carl Edwards here, you'll see he's getting pretty frustrated with the cat in front of him.
There's Kyle Busch slip sliding around your leader. Edwards trying to run him down.
Watch this. Dude, what are you thinking?
Who among us has not made that move?